This was my day 23 out here. First thing in the morning, I went and got George's skid steer off the mountain. It was still up on the mountain on the gravel job that me and Tony were doing. So the tree guys here, they let me borrow their trailer, and I went up and threw George's skid steer on real quick, and then I hauled it over the top of the mountain, and then took it out to where we were doing a bridge out on Bolins Creek, and we were just trying to build a bridge for some people and fix the river. The river had diverted and done all kinds of stuff, so we were just trying to clean up and do a bunch of stuff out there. And I dropped the skid steer off there, and then immediately went back to the sawmill where the sawmill guys were working, and got some lumber that they had just freshly sourced. And so out here where we were building this bridge, it's all made out of just trees that were destructed from the storm. We went and we just had people drive up and down the road and scope them out, and then they cut them to size to fit the bridge that used to be there, and just laid them down and got ready. And from there, the sawmill guys once again went and sourced trees that were up and down the road from being destructed and stuff, took them to the sawmill and made 4x6 posts that were just to go on top of the trees. And they made, I think there were over 60 there. I think we had close to 70 of those posts that those guys had just chopped up. And I went, and that was what I did, is I went to the sawmill and loaded up my truck with all those timbers. Not all of them. I think I had 40 some odd timbers on there, on the trailer. And then we took it out to the job, and old Tim, he unloaded them off the trailer. He's really good with an excavator. He could probably shave my face if he wanted to with a razor. He's that precision. He's really good. But yeah, he just unloaded those, and from there, after the trailer was empty, we just loaded some brush on it that we had to haul off real quick. And I hauled the brush off and then unloaded it. I took the tree guy's trailer back, and then I went back to the bridge and just started screwing around out there. When I say screwing around, there was just a lot of big screws to bolt that down. We just every tree we tried to put a 10-inch screw in, and those boxes of screws, a box of 50, I think it was a little over $1 a screw. So I think it was sitting at like $70 for a box of them screws, and we used a lot of them. I think we used 9 boxes, and that was total over 2 days. Most of this day was trying to figure out how to get something to drill into these timbers, because these 10-inch screws were just so long. We didn't have any drills that had the oomph to do it, and it just took so much torque and so much power. It just, I was working my drills to death, smoking them, taking turns, just smoking them and driving them, and it wouldn't even drive it all the way down. I do have a great big Milwaukee Impact that has all the Ogadugas that will drive anything, and that was the one to get the job done. But unfortunately, I only had one battery, and I thought I had my charger, but I guess I accidentally left it at home. So that was a major obstacle, because then I had to try and find other people's batteries, and it turned into a real adventure because we didn't have anything that would drive it. I went back to camp. I found an air compressor and somebody that had an air impact, and that wouldn't even do it. And it's just we tried so many different ways. I've corded drills. It's just we tried all kinds of different ways, and we just couldn't find anything that would drive it down besides my Milwaukee Impact. And like I said, it had a lot of torque and all the power to drive it all the way down to where we needed. But that was the only one, and it didn't last very long. So yeah, that was my adventure for the day. I just did a lot of running around and sourcing stuff and trying to figure out how to drive them screws was a pretty big obstacle as well. But that was my adventure for the day. Feel free to like and subscribe and follow along with my journeys. Appreciate you guys.